Hey, what's up, guys? Aquatic Spendthrift. Well, I got a new FX6 filter for my 180-gallon freshwater tank. This filter is gonna be replacing my Rena Philstar XP4, the extra large version. I believe it was outputted 450 gallons per hour, and I like the filter, but the reason I'm replacing it is really because we were going on vacation and we didn't have time to fix it. I probably would have never actually bought this filter if it wasn't for the fact that we were going on vacation. I have watched Pond Guru's Pimp My Filter series for the FX6, and what he does is he replaces the coarse filter pad with a coarse filter pad and a medium grade filter pad. Now, this isn't really necessary as the FX6 coarse filter pad does a better job than many would think at removing particles from the water. Now, the only mod that I would say that is really necessary for this FX6 is really some extra biological filtration and a fine filter pad, because the only fine filter pad this comes with is the carbon infused one, which is one you want to get rid of and replace because it is carbon infused, and eventually carbon will leach whatever it absorbed back into the water column. So you don't want to keep this running, so you're going to want to buy a fine filter pad, and you're also going to want to get some more biological filtration as it only comes with ceramic rings. Now, if you have a big fish load with messy fish and you can't seem to keep the water clear, then I would go with Pond Guru's upgrade. But if it was me personally, instead of going with Pond Guru's coarse filter on the outside and then going medium, I would go medium and fine on the outside. This way I could add the coarse basically on my filter intake instead, and I get 3 slots for biological filtration instead, as I love putting a pre-filter on all my canister filters because it reduces the service cycles. And because this holds so much mechanical filtration, it should be fine with having the medium on the outside followed by the fine, and you will be able to increase the amount of biological filtration it could hold significantly, since now you have 3 canisters that are capable of holding biological filtration instead of 2. And this mod will be especially useful on the FX4 because the FX4 only has 2 canisters instead of the 3 like the FX6, meaning you can now have 2 of biological filtration rather than 1. It comes out of the box ready to use, and some filters do, some filters don't. Some come with better setups than others right out of the box. And for me, for this one, I would say out of the box, this one is okay. Not perfect, not the best, not the worst, but it's okay. It comes with a lot of mechanical filtration, which is one of the, I'd say, key differences between the FX6 and any other brand of filter, is it has a large amount of mechanical filtration that you could fit in there, which is very interesting for a filter. But that comes at a cost of having a small amount of biological filtration for its size compared to other filters of equal size. Now, I kind of see this as a negative. I much prefer the conventional design of canister filters, where you just have a bunch of basically cans stacked on top of each other, which you fill them with your choice of media. Mainly for the reason that if I need more mechanical filtration, I could just add 2 canisters of mechanical filtration and then add more biological. But for my purposes, I don't need heavy amount of mechanical filtration, and those sections really can't be used for anything other than mechanical filtration. So I also like to use pre-filters on all my canister filters just because it reduces your service cycles, which everybody knows it's a pain to maintain, to clean canister filters, and also because you could literally just clean them with every water change. Now, I also like to point out that this could also be a good thing depending on your situation. Most people have a tendency to really put more biological filtration than you need because you rather be safe than sorry, as biological filtration is really the most important filtration you could have in your fish tank. However, remember that all your filter media, including mechanical filtration, bacteria which could break down ammonium nitrates. Most people actually have way more than you need, which costs a lot of money if you're buying the brand name stuff. Because biological filtration is the most important, but they also make it the most expensive if you're buying brand name filter media. So it is important to take note of that, and that the FX6 probably has enough biological filtration for your needs. Not out of the box, but it could hold enough biological filtration for your needs. Out of the box, it only comes with one set of ceramic rings, which is quite disappointing to me. What's really interesting is Ponguru's filter media. He says that it could turn the nitrates into nitrogen gas, which makes it full cycle. So essentially, you don't need to perform water changes as much as usual. Now, this is really been debated basically, as there's not much proof going around to the fact that the biological media actually does this. And I've been searching online, but I haven't seen many conclusive results. Most are either very rare, that saying it works, and then you could tell the fake results from the real ones, especially if people just say nitrates dropped within the first week. You know this isn't true because bacteria to do that take much longer to colonize than the nitrifying bacteria. And if you say this media is really good for bacteria that just reduce ammonia to nitrite into nitrates, then lots of media do the exact same thing for much cheaper, which really doesn't make his media worth it. Yeah, you know the drill. Go beg for subscribers at the end of the video, yada yada yada. And yeah, drop the like. But yeah, I also like you to comment, but you know, everybody asks that. So mm, you know, just do the usual.